Hey there guys, and welcome to a new episode of Storytime, a weekly series where I'm going to tell you a story about my life, and I just hope you enjoy it. This week's episode is how I met my girlfriend. Don't fear, I won't tell you the story from my birth, just like the guy from How I Met Your Mother does. But I have to start off a couple of years back. So this story started when I went to the university and started studying computer sciences. I didn't know anyone around there on my university or in the town where I was living. So I was running around alone all the time. And I had to walk home from the university. It was about 3 kilometers, so not that far, but I had to walk. So I was walking home this day, and I took another route than usual. I don't know why, I just took it. It was the first time and the only time I actually took that route. So I took that route, and I was running past some kind of parking lot thing. There were a couple of cars parked, and there were 3 guys changing a tire on one of the cars. I walked past them. I kind of recognized them, but I couldn't put them anywhere. So I just walked past them and went home, and everything was normal. So the next day when I was walking home, I was maybe 500 meters from the university away when this car stopped next to me, and the guy from the previous day opened the window and he just said, "Hey, come on, I noticed we are living next to each other, so hop in and I can take you home." So I hopped in and we drove home. We started talking, and the next day we talked more and stuff like that. I actually thought this guy was gay because he invited me to his place, and he opened a bottle of wine, and we were watching a movie, and we were pretty close, and he was sitting there in his boxer shorts. It was kind of weird, but it turned out he wasn't gay, so everything's fine. So, to continue the story, I noticed that he had a pretty fancy computer, and I asked him what he did with that thing, and he told me he was playing Counter-Strike Source. So I told him I played Counter-Strike 1.6 a while back. We started talking on that. I went home, I activated my copy of Counter-Strike Source on the computer. I actually had that, I don't know why, but I had it. So I activated it on Steam, and we started playing together a lot. So he invited me on his TeamSpeak server where he was meeting with his clan mates. So I was talking to all of these guys there, and they were pretty great. And I noticed there was one channel with a couple of guys in it, and they were just playing RPGs, so that's not the thing for me, I don't like RPGs. But a couple of times they just dropped into our channel, and I started talking with these guys too, and there was one girl with them. She was pretty nice. She had an amazing voice, not the kind of, singing voice, but just a very nice and friendly voice. And it wasn't, hurting your ears. There are girls out there that do that. But yeah, we started talking, and she was very nice. And a couple of months later, it was December the 31st, so it was New Year's Eve. And I was home alone. I don't know, I just felt... it didn't feel like going out, and it was just a bad year for me, so yeah. I stayed at home, I played a little Counter-Strike Source and stuff like that. And I was actually on the TS server, and she came online because, she was done partying, and she started talking to me, and we went to a really deep talk, We talked for so long. I think we talked for 3 or 4 hours. It was just amazing. It was so easy to talk to her, and I told her a little bit about my problems. She told me a little bit about her problems and stuff like that. So we got to know each other really good. So yeah, I don't know, I just think I fell instantly in love with her. So there were feelings before, but on that night I fell in love with her. So yeah, I tried to, to get to know her even more. I tried to spend time with her, even if I could only spend time with her online, because she was living 500 kilometers away. So we were talking, and about 1 or 2 weeks later, I just told her, I fell in love with you, so I didn't want to end up in the friend zone. So I told her, come on, I am in love with you. What are we gonna do next? And she told me she actually fell in love with me too. So bam, we came together. And this is the story how I met her and how we got together. The funny thing is, of course we had a problem with meeting, because 500 kilometers is a lot, and I don't have a driver's license. She didn't have a driver's license back then. It was a long distance relationship. But we actually found out that there was a specific train route, whatever. There was actually a specific train we could take, and this train was so dump cheap. It was impossible how cheap that train was. So we could meet actually every weekend, and it was just great. So a year after that, we moved in together. And yeah, we are happy now. So that's the story how I met her. And the thing about this story is, there are so amazing coincidences going on there. You know, if I hadn't taken that different route than usual, I wouldn't have met that guy that was actually playing Counter-Strike in the same clan as she was. And if he couldn't convince me to start playing Counter-Strike Source again, I would have never met her. So, you know, for me that's just an amazing coincidence, and you know, that train route there is an amazing incident too, because that train route actually went just from the town my university was in to the town where she was living. So this was the exact route. It didn't go any further than that, and that's just amazing coincidence. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little story. It was a little bit shorter than my own stories and it wasn't that funny, but I hope you enjoyed it. And please leave a rating, please leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. That would be very nice. So yeah, as I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Lost Link, signing out.